signed fractions. -8 times -7/4. Okay, I guess not technically all fractions, but definitely rational numbers. Okay, to begin with, this is going to be a negative number times a negative number, so our end result would be definitely a positive number. A negative times a negative is always positive. Now, before we actually perform the multiplication, is there any reduction we can do? Well, 8 and 4 both have a common factor of 4. 4 divided by 4 is 1, and 8 divided by 4 is 2. So, once we acknowledge that it's going to be a positive number, we can now see that the actual numerical values of the two are 2 times 7, which would yield a 14 as our final answer. So the answer here is 14. Second problem is also a negative times a negative, so it is also going to end up being a positive number by the end. 2 and 5 don't reduce, but there's a 7 and a 7 actually, so 7 divides by 7 to be 1, and 7 divides by 7 to be 1, and so what's left over? On top, 2 times 1, and on the bottom, 1 times 5. Again, negative times negative indicates that this would be a positive result. Now, pause the video and try this one on your own. 7/3 times -1/7. Assuming you did so, you should notice that a positive times a negative is going to be a negative answer. So this answer at the end is definitely going to be a negative number. Now, as far as reducing, there's a 7 on the top and the bottom, so 7 divides by 7 to be 1, and 7 divides by 7 to be 1. So on the top, in the numerator, we're getting a 1 times a 1 for a 1, and on the bottom we're getting a 3 times a 1 for a 3. So the answer to this problem, hopefully you got, -1/3.